Oh, hello there. We're up on the scaffold together. You're waving around on a tripod, and I'm doing my best to just not get drywall mud all over myself. I'm doing pretty good so far. See that? Well, what are you gonna do? Little dot. I read something this morning that's kind of stuck with me all day. I wanted to share the thought with you and get some feedback. What I read was to the fact that a lot of men, when finishing a project, an accomplishment, or a task, instead of being filled with a sense of accomplishment or motivation, they are only met with a mild sense of relief. And I thought, that is an interesting way to look at it. I've never really thought about it like that before. I can relate. And today, not only am I finishing a pretty good milestone on the project we're standing in right now, I also finished another project this morning, a fabrication project that I have put off for 8 years. 2 weeks ago, bought the material. This morning, got up, said, you know what, we're just going to get this done. We're doing it now, and it's all tacked together, ready for the next stage. You think that I would have been like, yes, but no, nothing. I was hit with that mild sense of relief, and before I was even done the last tack weld, my brain was racing to think how I got to get down here and I got to start this. When I'm done this, maybe I got to do that, and I'll set up some lights, and maybe I could work at night a little bit. And then I remember what I read this morning, a mild sense of relief that the task is over, only to move on to the next one. Interesting. I'm not a big fan of a lot of self-praise. And you definitely don't need a lot of praise from external sources. You're running around with people patting you on the back all the time. I think it actually tends to demotivate people. You can disagree with me, that's fine. But I think a lot of folks, they get a little bit too much into the participation, a ribbon zone, and it actually does this. They lower their own internal expectations because, heck, everybody says I'm doing a good job. You got to have a lot of things on the go. So is it a bad thing that you're only met with a mild sense of relief to move on to the next task? I think that might be, I think there may be some danger in that. As you can see, I don't have a good answer for you. I've just been thinking about this. What do you think? Good, bad, indifferent? Should a guy spend a little bit more time saying, hey man, look what you've accomplished here. It's a good thing. You did a good thing, and now let's use that as motivation to launch into the next phase of whatever endeavor that you're headed to? I don't know the answer. I just was fascinated with that aspect. Instead of a sense of accomplishment or fulfillment, just a sense of mild relief. The more I think about it, the more I think, well, maybe that mild sense of relief, maybe that is your reward. And you can rest easy in the fact that you are a man of means who has so many things to do that you're not thinking about what you've done, you're thinking about what you're gonna do, and that keeps you driving forward. So maybe it's a good thing. I guess it all depends on how your psyche handles it, hey? You know, if you're 10 to 1 to be bogged down and getting a little upset about all the things you gotta do and how busy I am, maybe you don't look at it that way. But if you look forward to the future, what else? Man, I'll tell you, I wish I had a better memory. He said it much better than me. I was watching the Essential Craftsman this morning with my morning coffee fabricate a driveway gate. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was to the effect that you shouldn't fear what's ahead of you because you know you're packing all the tools and experience from everything you've conquered in life up until that point with you. So you're actually pretty well equipped to move forward. I probably butchered that. Essential Craftsman, I apologize, but at least something sunk in. A mild sense of relief. I'm going to feel relieved when we get 80 feet over that direction and this taping part's done, because I like to move on to the next phase of projects. Guy doesn't want to sit still. You get a little bored of things too, maybe. I get a little itchy. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm half done this phase. I'm looking forward to the next phase, but I'm going to do that in every phase because I'm excited to free my time, not because I don't want to do what I'm doing. I'm just excited to see what's going to come next. What are you going to cook up next? Because in this moment, I only have enough bandwidth to do what I'm doing, because I only got two hands, So once I'm done, I can do something different. And it's like that lure of the adventure keeps pulling you along. You know, what are you going to do? What's going to crop up tomorrow? Somebody's going to mention something to you that could lead to something you didn't even think you were going to be doing. You go, man, I'm going to do that. Flexibility. So I'm going to stick with that. Instead of worrying so much about feeling accomplished and a sense of fulfillment, you get down the rabbit hole of buzzwords here. Everybody's got to feel fulfilled and important these days. Maybe you just look forward to that mild sense of relief. Some relief's better than none, I guess. Anyhow, that's my thought. I appreciate you listening to it. I really appreciate you watching the videos. I'm having a great time making them. The subscriber count's on the rise. Tell your friends, bring them along. We got construction videos in the queue. We got sawmilling. I got a pile of wood out there that needs to be milled up like you wouldn't even believe. And it all so much needs to be done before the ground's frozen. We're a little bit in the north direction here in Old Canada. So we are headed towards the end of September. We could be 2 months from winter. We could be 4 weeks away from winter. Nobody knows. Roll the dice. But anyways, look forward to that mild sense of relief and keep plugging away at projects. We'll catch you next time.